Good evening. In the best Davos tradition, which is informal, I just want to say, on behalf also of my colleague, Børge Brende, my colleagues in the managing board, and all the people working for you, I want to say a very cordial welcome to the annual meeting 2020. We are celebrating our 50th anniversary, and you can imagine people ask me, what are you most proud of, what you have created during the last 50 years? There are two things. First, when I looked for my first employee, I met my wife. That's one reason to be proud of. But I'm most proud of the community which we built. It's a community consisting of you, the politicians who are here. We have created strong, trustful relationships practically with every international organization, with every government. But we are thankful particularly to our partners and members who are so much engaged in what we are doing. We are grateful for the engagement of civil society. So many NGOs also here, faith leaders, and we will see this evening also cultural leaders. I want to greet particularly also our young leaders, our young global leaders, our global shapers. Where are you? You see a very strong component of the Forum community. Now, why I'm so proud of this community? Because those are people really still believing in the interconnectivity which we have in our world, into the fact that we are all interdependent, which believe in the strength and force of action. People ready to work together to improve the state of the world. People who know that change is not just happening, but change can be shaped by us. And I know everybody in this hall has the goodwill to contribute to shape a better world. And that's what we want to do during the next 4 days. Tomorrow I will say a little bit more about the program, but now I'm coming back to the origin of the annual meeting. In 1970, I wrote a book, and in that book I conceptualized the stakeholder concept. You may know it was Milton Friedman who in '71 published his famous article, or in 1970 his famous articles, The Business of Business is Business. So I wrote a book saying, no, business is not just an economic unit, it is a social organism and has to contribute to society. And then I felt we should create a platform where the stakeholders of our global community could meet. And I was a young professor, 31-year-old, so I felt I take the courage and I wrote to the president of the European Commission. And to my big surprise, he answered. And he said, please come to Brussels. And I have asked two of my vice presidents to talk to you, because the stakeholder concept fits very well into this European narrative of combining economic success with social responsibility. So I went to Brussels, and the Commission afterwards became a patron for the first years of the World Economic Forum. And it is now, for me, a great honor and pleasure to welcome here Dr. von der Leyen, who, as you know, since the 1st of December, is the President of the European Commission, to say some words